Hi there, this is Leah from Mommyish, and today I'm going to do a short tutorial, or maybe it's not so short, we'll see. I'm going to keep it short, but by saying this I'm probably making it longer. Anyway, I digress. A tutorial on how to use the paper tear actions in Photoshop in the full version. So first off, you need a paper to tear. So I have this texture, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my selection tool and select the piece that I'm wanting to tear the bottom off of. So I just copied and pasted that. And always, let me go back a bit, you need to make sure that you've loaded the brushes, the style, and the actions before you get started. Our first tutorial is going to be using the bottom tear only. So I'm going to hit play. It says to make sure to set your foreground color to the color you want the tear to be, and then make sure the element layer is rasterized. So I'm so sorry for yawning. I'm like, I stopped the last time because I was yawning, and I was like, okay, they'll understand. I'm a new mommy. Well, not new mommy. I mean, I've been a mommy for a while, thus mommy-ish, but now I have a little one, so not as much sleep. Anyway, moving on. um, anyway, so I'm going to continue because I already have the color chosen. All right. At this point, it says take a moment, use the tear eraser to tear your paper strip to your liking, and once you're happy with the results, continue onward. So I'm going to stop. I have the brush, and I'm going to go like this. Now, the reason why there's a stroke around it is so you can see it to make sure that you won't get any stray pixels. And I'm going to hit play. All right, at this point, it says you can edit it. You can use the tear brushes to add or take away, erasing, etc. I kind of like how it looks, so I'm just going to continue. And there we have it. Let me add a layer behind this so you can see what it looks like better. And a shadow. And let me zoom in to 100% so you can see. Here's our paper tear. It looks very realistic, or at least I think it does. You can see that the color I was able to sample from this, so it really fits well. And there you are, paper tear for the bottom. So you could either add that to a kit if that's what you're wanting to do, or if you're wanting to create layouts, you know, and you wanted a torn element on your page, there you go. It's really easy. All right. Now I'm going to take the same paper again and I'm going to make a shape. Now I find that it's better to use my lasso tool because it gives it a more hand done look. So I'm just going to make a little heart right here for this part, and I'll copy that and paste it. Again, you don't have to do that. You can do whatever you want, but this is what I'm doing. All right, now I'm going to go to the next action, which is the torn paper all around. I'm going to sample again to make sure my tear is right color. I'm going to make it a little lighter than that. Okay, and I hit play. Again, it tells you, you know, what I just did. All right. It says if you'd like to use your eraser on the tear portion of the paper, you can do so now with the brushes, or just continue. So I'm going to stop and I'm going to zoom in a bit so you can see. Basically, with this one I did a smaller tear because I thought as I was in my office tearing up paper like a crazy person, I I noticed that when you're trying to do a shape that the tear tends to be a lot smaller. But if that's not what you like, you know, you can always add to it. So use your brush to add to the little parts that you want it, or use the eraser to take away a bit if you don't like how some parts of it look. So after you've done that, hit play. And as you see, we have a torn little heart. Again, right now I feel like it has too much tear, so I'm actually going to erase some of it, which is fine. You can erase even after the fact. And once again, I'm going to just add a layer behind it so you all can see a little bit better. And in fact, I'm going to add the shadow because then I can kind of have a fulfill, you know, look of what I'm doing here. So I've got my eraser and I'm just taking away little bits. And as you see, what the eraser does, it maintains that torn feel that you get from this action. So you can just really make it your own at this point. And imperfect, I'm all about it being very imperfect. That's maybe too imperfect, but you get what I'm saying. So this is how the action works. It's really easy, and it's easy to use the tools on their own. For example, let me show you here with our big paper again. Let's say you were wanting to do a full sheet and you weren't wanting to run the whole action, which is fine. I'm gonna change that there. So I would take my brush, and again you have two of them. This is the 150 brush, and let's say I'm wanting to just cut along the bottom here, you know. So I'm erasing this part. I don't want it anymore, and I don't want things to be too complex or whatever. So here we go. I erased it. What I would do if I were you, I would duplicate this layer or create a layer underneath it. Select the color that you want your paper tear to be. Get yourself a brush. I'm setting it to the 151 again. And I'm just adding what would be a tear underneath. And let's see right here, I want it to be like really thick. So there we go. And then I just apply the style to that layer, like that. I'm going to rasterize that layer. Then the layer above it, I would add a very small drop shadow. Haha, there's a stray pixel. I can catch that here in a second. So, anyway, there we go. And, oops. Aha, that's a brush. That's not an eraser. Anyway, eraser, yay. And that's it. So then I would just take those two layers then, merge those together, and then I'd add a drop shadow. And there we go. So there's a torn piece of paper over another piece of paper. So yeah, that's how you would just utilize the tools. And me with all my mistakes, hopefully you don't make as many as I do. I'm such a klutz even on the computer. It's pretty sad. But anyway, I really hope you guys like this set and find it easy to use. If you have any questions or comments, just leave them below and I will try to get back to you as soon as I can. Have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.